Let's talk about fear and risk. Thrivers feel fear. Survivors feel fear too. That's common between survivors and thrivers. But thrivers take that fear and put on courage. Survivors take the fear and like that turtle, they do what? They pull inside. And you can see that between the two of them. Here's a couple of things that's common with all of us. We all hate to fail, isn't that right? Yeah. Number two, we hate for others to see us fail. Yeah. When I get with other authors of other books, one of the things that comes out is how many books have you sold? That's one of the things they talk about is how many books have you sold? And you're almost like, well, I don't want to tell you because you tell me and then I'll have to, maybe I'll lie a little bit. But, you know, we don't want other people to see us fail. And so we compensate for that. Another thing, it says when you create a position to fail, when you make it okay to fail, you create an opportunity to what? To grow. All right? That's the risk. I've calculated this risk. I'm going out. I'm going to go do this. Okay? If it doesn't work out, at least you can look at that experience and think, you know what did I learn from this? Because it creates an opportunity to grow. Here's another one. Failure is not an event. Did you know that? Failure is a judgment about an event. So failure is not an event. But your perception of that judgment or that failure is an event. My dad, by the time I was 14, he was married not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times. And I lived with him for all those years. And he was in real estate, by the way. He was a geologist, and then he got out of that, and he became a broker. And he taught real estate, and he taught selling principles and stuff like that. And then in the 80s, when the market went down the tubes, you remember that? And or 70s, I can't remember when that was. He lost everything, and he looked at that failure, and he judged that failure relative to him and his abilities, and he never got out of that. He never recovered from that experience. Because this is what it says, failure is a judgment about the event, not you. And sometimes people look at failure, and they judge themselves based on that. I know I struggle with that. Failures are just stepping stones to your success. But you have to be able to risk, okay? You've gone through a divorce, at some point you're going to have to love again. Because if you really love again, you could get hurt, isn't that right? But it's worth the risk in order to love again. If you had a really bad day yesterday, you get today to start all over and risk again. It says failure is a stepping stone towards your success. All right. Winston Churchill once was asked what most prepared him to risk political suicide by speaking against Hitler during the 1930s, which led Great Britain against Nazi Germany. And Churchill said it was a time he had to repeat a grade in elementary school. I mean, you failed a year in grade school, he was asked. And he replied, I never failed anything in my life. I was given a second opportunity to get it right. I remember in first grade, my brother failed first grade, and we went through first grade together when I started. And then coming out of first grade, I remember really clearly the teacher sitting me down, and she said, young man, we'd like to ask you if you'd like to, this is how they were telling me I was going to fail first grade. They said, would you like to be the leader of the class next year? And I said, yes, that would be awesome. And I never got that out of my head. I've been leading and telling people what to do since then. He was given a second opportunity to get it right, and that's a thriving mentality. The question is, do fears have an impact on your ability to see opportunity? Yeah. Fear is an emotion. A good acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. It's things that you're seeing, and you're telling yourself a story, and it's appearing real, and what happens is as soon as you accept that as reality, you're going to respond to that reality. That's the negative thought, negative feelings, and the negative actions.